Imagine for a moment that every resource you seek, every abundance you dream of achieving is already available to you right now. Imagine living with the certainty that prosperity is not an empty promise, but a law written into the very fabric of the universe, revealed centuries ago in the pages of the Bible. The truth is, this power has always been within you. In Proverbs 23:7, we find the key. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. On this journey, we will uncover how ancient wisdom, combined with Napoleon Hill's discoveries, can forever transform your relationship with wealth. Perhaps you grew up hearing that money corrupts, that being rich is sinful, or that only a few are privileged enough to prosper. But what if I told you that this very belief is what has been blocking abundance from entering your life? Wealth is not a privilege, it is the natural consequence of a mind aligned with universal principles. These principles are hidden in plain sight, waiting only for those willing to see them. Today, in this video, you will awaken your dormant consciousness. Together, we will dive into the biblical secrets of prosperity, reinforced by the science of the mind as studied by Napoleon Hill. And more, you will leave here with practical, easy, and powerful applications to change your financial reality. With each revelation, you will step closer to the freedom you have always sought. To strengthen your journey even further, I invite you. Write in the comments right now, "My heart is ready for abundance." Writing is the first manifestation of desire. By recording your intention, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. And get ready, because in the next block we will reveal the first essential shift you must make in your mind to open the gates to true prosperity. The transformation begins now. The first fundamental shift is to redefine the way you perceive wealth itself. Wealth is not a mere accumulation of money or material possessions. It is an extension of your inner state, a mirror of your consciousness. When you see wealth as a divine expression of creation, you naturally align your energy with the flow of abundance. This is not about greed or vanity. It is about honoring the gifts God placed within you and allowing them to blossom fully. Too many people, unknowingly, sabotage their own prosperity by nurturing a hidden resentment toward the rich. Thoughts like money changes people or wealth leads to corruption plant invisible barriers in the subconscious mind. Jesus himself taught that it is not wealth that corrupts, but the attachment to it. Money, when viewed as a tool and not as a master, becomes a servant of your higher purpose. Napoleon Hill observed that every truly wealthy individual he studied had a deep respect for money, not as an idol, but as a means to create, to expand, and to serve. Their minds were fertile grounds, free from the weeds of jealousy, guilt, or fear. The Bible echoes this wisdom, teaching that the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. Proverbs 10:22. True prosperity flows when the heart is clean and the mind is open. Reflect for a moment. What beliefs about money have been living rent-free in your mind? Are they nurturing your garden of abundance or poisoning your roots with fear and limitation? Changing your inner narrative about wealth is the first act of liberation. It is the first key that unlocks the door to a life of more. And as we continue, prepare to discover the next step, how to reprogram your mind through conscious declarations and sacred repetition, planting seeds that will bear fruit beyond your imagination. The path of abundance is unfolding before you. Every great transformation begins with a seed, a small thought consistently nurtured until it grows into a powerful reality. Your mind is the soil, and your words are the seeds. What you declare repeatedly, you water with energy and focus, and in time, it becomes your living experience. This is why sacred repetition is not mere positive thinking. It is the crafting of a new inner world that inevitably reshapes your outer reality. Napoleon Hill emphasized that autosuggestion, the practice of feeding specific thoughts into your subconscious mind, was one of the key principles behind all lasting success. The more you affirm abundance, confidence, and capability, the deeper these truths root themselves in your psyche. Over time, your mind accepts them as reality, and your actions begin to align effortlessly with your visions. This practice is ancient, rooted in the rituals of mystics, sages, and healers, who understood that the tongue holds the power of creation. They spoke their destinies into existence, knowing that words, when charged with faith and feeling, become forces in motion. Today you inherit this same creative power, but like any seed, it demands patience, consistency, and care. Start small, but start now. Choose a declaration that resonates with your soul, something simple yet profound, such as, "Abundance flows naturally to me," or "I am a magnet for divine opportunities." Speak it every morning, every night, and especially whenever doubt tries to creep in. Your mind, like fertile earth, will respond to the gardener who tends it with devotion. Fear often disguises itself as reason. It whispers that waiting is wise, that caution is strength, that the unknown is too dangerous to explore. Yet beneath this mask, fear serves only one master: stagnation. Every dream abandoned, every opportunity missed, every vision left to wither, all are the silent victories of fear. It does not shout, it seeps in quietly, planting seeds of doubt where once hope grew. Left unchecked, it becomes the architect of a life half-lived. But there is a truth more powerful than fear's illusions, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Readiness is not something you wait for. Readiness is something you decide. The world's greatest transformations were never birthed from certainty. They were carved out of chaos, shaped by hands that trembled but moved forward nonetheless. Napoleon Hill, after studying the paths of history's most prosperous individuals, understood this intimately. He saw that fear visited them too. It visited the rich, the pioneers, the revolutionaries. The difference was never the absence of fear, it was the refusal to bow before it. Those who succeeded learned to move within the storm, not waiting for clear skies. They understood that action, consistent and courageous, bends circumstances to their will. Every act of bravery, no matter how small, weaves strength into the very fabric of the soul. Fear loses its grip not when you defeat it once, but when you persist despite its endless attempts to stop you. You may believe that courage must come before action, that you must feel powerful before you make a move, but this is the lie that keeps most souls dormant. Action births courage, not the other way around. Just as a flame needs oxygen to grow, your courage needs your commitment to motion. Each step you take, even if it is laced with hesitation, becomes fuel for a greater fire within you. And that fire will consume the doubts, the limits, the invisible walls built by years of conditioning. You were not created to tread water in a sea of what-ifs. You were designed to cross oceans, to build bridges where others see only impossible distances. Every fiber of your being was made for expansion, for creation, for abundance. Yet, understanding this is not enough. Knowledge without movement calcifies into regret. There is a moment, perhaps this very moment, when you must leap, trusting not that the net will appear, but that you will grow wings as you fall. The universe responds not to hesitation, but to decision. Every quantum leap forward begins with a simple, sacred act, the willingness to say yes to your calling, even while your voice trembles. So plant your flag now. Declare to yourself, to the universe, and to the infinite possibilities awaiting you, I am ready. Not because I feel fearless, but because I choose growth over safety. I choose destiny over doubt. I choose abundance over fear. To manifest this shift fully, write in the comments, "My heart is ready for abundance." Let these words be your offering, your signal, your anchor in this new reality you are stepping into. Writing is not a small act. It is the first ripple that becomes a wave. When you commit in words, you align your inner world with the infinite currents of creation. You declare not just a wish, but a truth that is unfolding now. This simple act can shift your vibration, ignite your faith, and call forth forces greater than your doubt. Today is not just another day. It is the genesis of a life where abundance is no longer a distant hope, but a lived and breathing certainty. True abundance begins where self-permission is granted. Many carry dreams buried under layers of hesitation, believing they must first be validated by the world before stepping into greatness. But life does not grant permission slips. The universe does not wait for you to feel worthy. It responds to your decision to claim what has always been yours. The door to prosperity stands open for those who dare to walk through it, even when doubt tries to hold them back. The most profound transformations often happen quietly, without grand announcements or ideal conditions. They happen in private moments when a soul whispers, "Enough." Enough of smallness, enough of postponing dreams, enough of believing abundance is for someone else. It is in these sacred whispers that futures are rewritten. No external applause is needed. True change is a silent revolution born within, and it radiates outward in ways unseen but deeply felt. Napoleon Hill emphasized that burning desire is the starting point of all achievement. Not lukewarm hopes, not passive wishes, but a fire so intense it consumes excuses and fears alike. When your desire to live fully becomes stronger than your fear of failure, you become unstoppable. You stop asking for permission to shine. You stop shrinking to fit the small stories others wrote for you. You begin to live the vastness you were always meant to embody. Inside of you lies a reservoir of strength that has never been touched by fear, disappointment, or rejection. It is ancient, divine, untouchable. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you tap into this wellspring. You drink from the waters of courage, resilience, and limitless creativity. You remember that you were not made to survive in shadows, but to thrive in light. The soil of your mind has been prepared, the seeds have been planted. Now it is time to nurture them. As our journey deepens, we will explore how environment shapes destiny. It is not enough to change within. You must also align your surroundings with the abundance you are calling in. The energy around you can either nourish or poison your growth. And in the next moments, you will learn how to choose wisely, how to protect your blooming future like a sacred garden. Your environment is not neutral. It is either feeding your dreams or draining them. Every conversation, every habit, every energy you allow around you is planting seeds, whether of expansion or of limitation. Most people believe they can transform while remaining immersed in negativity, but the soil around a seed matters as much as the seed itself. To step into abundance, you must curate your surroundings as carefully as a gardener protects his most delicate flowers. The people you engage with daily hold immense influence over your subconscious mind. Their words, beliefs, and energy either lift you toward your higher self or tether you to old versions of who you were. It is not cruelty to distance yourself from voices of scarcity. It is wisdom. You are not abandoning others. You are choosing to honor the life force within you that demands growth. Surround yourself with those who speak of possibilities, visions, and solutions. Changing your environment is not merely about physical spaces. It is about the energetic field you allow yourself to live in. Books, music, conversations, spaces. Everything is either a portal to your greater self or a door back to limitation. Napoleon Hill spoke of the mastermind principle, the collective energy of aligned minds creating momentum greater than any single effort. Who you walk with shapes where you walk to. Begin to notice what energies dominate the rooms you enter. Are they heavy with fear, complaint, and resignation? Or do they hum with ambition, hope, and faith? You are not obligated to remain loyal to environments that suffocate your soul. You owe your loyalty to your own expansion. Honor your calling by choosing spaces that remind you of who you are becoming, not who you are afraid to leave behind. Ahead, we will dive deeper into a sacred principle that elevates every transformation, the art of contribution. Because true abundance is never about hoarding, it is about the rivers you open, both within yourself and into the world. Prepare to unlock a new dimension of wealth that cannot be measured only in numbers. True prosperity is not accumulation, it is circulation. Life itself moves in cycles. Seasons change, tides rise and fall, the breath enters and leaves. Abundance follows the same sacred rhythm. Those who understand this do not cling to what they have. They become conduits through which blessings flow. Giving is not loss, it is multiplication. When you give from a place of fullness, you affirm to the universe that you trust its endless supply. Contribution magnifies abundance because it shifts your energy from fear to expansion. Fear says, I must hold tightly because there may not be enough. Faith says, there is more where this came from. When you offer value, through your talents, your time, your kindness, you activate a law more powerful than any economic force, the law of return. What you give with an open heart returns to you amplified, often in ways you could never predict. Napoleon Hill observed that the wealthiest individuals were those who solved the greatest problems, served the greatest needs, and did so without constantly calculating immediate rewards. They poured themselves into the world and trusted that the rewards, material and spiritual, would follow. This is not about blind sacrifice. It is about conscious, joyful contribution, about becoming a river, not a reservoir. Reflect for a moment. What gifts within you have remained locked away, waiting for the right moment to be shared? What knowledge, what skills, what healing words have you withheld, thinking you must first reach perfection? The world does not need your perfection. It needs your authenticity. Every act of contribution, no matter how small, sends ripples that change destinies, including your own. As we move forward, prepare to understand why gratitude is not a passive emotion, but an active force that rewires your entire reality. Gratitude, when embodied deeply, turns whatever you have into a magnet for more. Gratitude is not merely saying thank you. It is a profound recognition of the unseen forces constantly working in your favor. It is the lens that transforms scarcity into sufficiency and sufficiency into abundance. When you practice deep gratitude, you train your mind to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to find beauty where others find reasons to complain. Gratitude rewires your perception, and perception shapes your destiny. Those who live in perpetual gratitude magnetize blessings effortlessly. They do not chase abundance, they attract it. Gratitude shifts your vibration to match the frequency of receiving. It tells the universe, I am ready for more because I honor what I already have. The soil of a grateful heart yields 1,000-fold harvest. It is not a theory. It is a law as ancient and unbreakable as gravity. Napoleon Hill understood that gratitude is a catalyst for action. When you focus on what you appreciate, you move with more energy, more clarity, more passion. You stop hesitating and start creating. You stop lamenting what is missing and start building with what is present. Abundance is not somewhere in the distance. It is born from the way you dance with what life has already placed in your hands. Gratitude must be intentional. It must be a daily practice, not a reaction to rare miracles. Each morning, ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? Not in general, but specifically, vividly, emotionally. Feel it pulse through you like the very blood that sustains your life. Gratitude is an act of remembrance, a remembrance that you are already blessed, already abundant, already enough. Persistence is the silent architect of all greatness. While desire ignites and action initiates, it is persistence that completes the work. The universe does not reward those who merely start with passion. It rewards those who continue with faith. Every master, every visionary, every soul who broke free from limitation did so not by moving quickly, but by refusing to stop. Persistence is not loud. It is the steady heartbeat that carries you through storms. The truth is, every dream will be tested. Doors will close, doubts will whisper, setbacks will challenge your resolve. But remember, obstacles are not signs to quit. They are invitations to rise higher. Napoleon Hill wrote that every adversity carries within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Persistence waters that seed. It transforms temporary defeat into final victory. It sculpts strength where once only fragility lived. The mind often craves immediate results. It demands proof before trust, harvest before planting. But the soul knows another rhythm. Seasons unseen, growth underground, miracles still forming. Those who persist honor this sacred timing. They walk by inner vision, not by outer circumstances. They understand that true abundance is not an event. It is a becoming. It is a slow, radiant unfolding that cannot be rushed. You have within you everything needed to complete your transformation. Not someday, now. You are not waiting for better conditions, more knowledge, or perfect confidence. The gates of abundance swing open for those who knock again and again, not because they are the strongest, but because they are the most faithful. Keep moving, keep believing, keep nurturing the seeds you have planted. Your harvest is already on its way. Before you go, make a sacred choice. Do not let this be just another video that inspired you briefly. Let it be the catalyst for a lifetime of change. Subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and dive into the next video appearing on your screen. There we will explore even deeper mysteries of the mind, emotions, and destiny. This journey is only beginning, and you are exactly where you need to be.